In this video, I'm going to give you a full breakdown of what it's like being 25 years old and making $1 million a year and actually building a business that you love, waking up every day. I'm going to give you guys the pros and the cons, and I'm going to explain everything, right? I feel like a lot of social media is a lot of fluff, right? A lot of social media is, here's how I got here, here's how I got this penthouse on the ocean, here's how I did this. But no one tells you like the real stuff, the real like days that you just feel like you're not making progress, the real like life scenarios where you lose a couple clients in a week, right? Or where you struggle to make payroll, or where things just happen and they're out of your control, right? And like that happened to me for years until I got to $1 million plus a year. And so I want to give you guys the honest truth, right? And so this video, I want it to be raw. I want it to be, usually if you're watching my channel, you see some fancy editing. I got a nice editor that does some cool graphics, but I wanted to make a video that's very raw and tell you a couple stories that you might relate with and how I overcame them, right? I want to give you the full truth of how this game is. And so the first thing I want to tell you guys, it's not as glorious as it seems, right? You can't really look behind me, but I live in a penthouse in Costa Rica, looking over the ocean, and you guys want to know the truth? Like, I go to the ocean every day, but like I look at it every day and I see all these families and people on vacation having a blast, and I'm out here grinding, like looking at them, and then going back to the screen, going back to working and building, right? Because once you make that kind of money, you kind of get addicted to it. Like no one really talks about that. They're like, oh yeah, you make money and then you just kind of like have it and then you just want more, right? But you kind of get addicted to like a certain lifestyle, right? And so what happens is you just want to work more and more and more and more, and then it kind of leads to burnout. And so the truth is, it's cool making money, but then I also sometimes see people here, and it's Costa Rica's a big vacation spot, right? But I sometimes see people coming here and they just look like they're having the time of their life, right? Like they just look so happy to be here, and it's my home. Like I look down from my penthouse looking at the ocean, and it kind of reminds me of like we're all chasing so much money and so much respect and building a name and a brand for ourselves that we kind of forget that like we're supposed to live a little bit too, right? I don't know if you guys ever feel that. Like I try to put that into my schedule. I try to go to the ocean a lot, and I try to hit the gym every day, and this stuff makes me happy. But like on a real note, we're so busy building that like we're not busy enjoying the journey, and that's okay, right? We got to make sacrifices to have that kind of lifestyle, but it kind of sucks sometimes. And so I just wanted to make this video, make it very raw, give you guys like the exact view of what life is like. And so for another thing I want to say is, when you're first making your 10, 15, $20,000 a month, it's exciting. You're like hitting these new momentums, right? And then you hit momentum, you hit these record months, and then you hit 50, then you hit 70K a month, and then you hit 100. And then one thing you start realizing is like, it's just money. And it's cool, guys. And sometimes you guys, I never understood this until now. Like we're always chasing money, and money's the main priority until you have it. And now it's all about like, what do I do now? Now it's kind of like the boring stuff. Like truthfully, it's the boring stuff. Who can I put in place in my business? Who can I train up? Who can I build a sales team? Build this, do this, run more ads. It's not exciting. And so my point in saying that is, if you're building a business and you're grinding, those were some of my funnest times. The 5K, 10K, 15, 30K a month. Some of my funnest times ever, because they're exciting, right? Like you get so excited to make that kind of money. You go to a nice steakhouse, you don't look at the bill. And so those times were fun. Those times were exciting. But now it's kind of, and there's levels to the game, and like I want to hit bigger levels, but the truth is, it's kind of boring. That's the truth, right? And so, enjoy it while you're building it. You might be like, man, I want to be at 30K, 50K a month, whatever. Even if you're brand new, you never built a business, and even if you're at a job and you just want to make more money, enjoy what you have now, because the grind of building it up is it flies by so fast. Like I look over the past 3 years, they've flown by so fast. And like the last 3-4 years, I made a lot of sacrifices. I spent $300,000 in coaches, mentorships, programs, all these different things, events, right? To invest into myself to become the man that deserves more money. But enjoy the grind. Enjoy it, because I blinked and it's gone. And now I think about it. Those are some of my funnest times. And so that's another lesson. That's the honest truth, right? Like a lot of us take it for granted. And maybe I'm taking what I have now for granted on a real note. Maybe when I look back, I'm making 10, 15 mil a year. I'm like, man, that Boris was having a blast going to the ocean every day, spending a lot of time with his wife playing pickleball, which I'm not giving up. I'm still going to keep those things. But, yeah, I mean, just enjoy the time, right? And then another thing I got to say is the truth is you can't tie your income to your self-worth. It's another big lesson I've learned making millions of dollars online. And even before that, I made $1 million+ as a real estate agent over 4 years. And then I got into the online space, built an agency, sold it. Now I help coaches with ads. And one thing that we do, and there's levels to the game, so yeah, I understand it, and it keeps you on your toes. But one thing that we do is we literally, like, we look at our Stripe, we refresh it, or we look at our bank account, or we look at our income coming in, and we tie it to our self-worth. In 1 month, we have a great month, and you feel on top of the world. And then the next month, you have a really crappy month. And something just happened, right? Like, you can't control it. It is what it is, right? And you feel like you suck as a business owner. And you feel like you suck as a CEO, right? Like it's already May 2nd. Last month, I made $12,000 less than the month before. But for the last 8 months, we've been going up 20%, 30% month after month. And last month was a lower month because we're putting certain infrastructures in place. And it made me feel like crap about myself as a business owner. Like straight up, I was like, man, what are you doing with your life? And I started realizing, I'm like, dude, I make a lot of money. Like, and it's not like a flex. It's just a reframing. I make a lot of money. I like, it's fine. You have to take a step back sometimes to go 10 steps forward. So don't beat yourself up when income divots a little bit. Like, that's okay, right? That's okay. And so you can't tie yourself to the income. You can't tie your self-worth to all these things that are just external, right? Like, all I know now is as long as I show up every single day for myself, for my family, for my clients, for my team, I don't care what I got paid. I'm thinking 10 years ahead of time. Like, in 10 years, Boris, right? That guy's going to be a savage, right? And so I just keep building and knowing that, like, these things are going to come. The times I want to speak on stages and make massive moves and build a SaaS company one day, it's going to come. It's okay, right? And so, and those of you that are younger watching this, and those of you that are a little older, right? That's fine as well. But, like, those of you, like, it doesn't matter your age. Just know that, like, there's straight up levels to this game, but you can rise fast if you cut out your vices. So that's the next point. One of the biggest moves I ever made in business was fixing my personal self and my beliefs. So your business, the external business stuff, that is you making a ton of cash, you living a good life, is a clear reflection of the internal things, right? Your vices, your beliefs, how you talk to yourself, your thoughts on a daily basis. Cut out the vices. I used to smoke weed so much. I used to drink all the time. No, there's nothing wrong with having a drink once in a while. Once in a while, I have an old fashioned. Freaking love those things, right? But, like, cut out the vices. Stop partying all weekend long. Stop being around negative people. I literally have 0 negative people in my life. None. I won't allow it. I won't tolerate it. I will leave the room so fast if someone starts talking about someone else or being negative or offering me something that I know will harm my, like, life, right? Like, a lot of people do drugs and this and this. When you have money, you get into rooms, and sometimes you find the people that are very driven, and then you find the people that are very content, and they are going to drugs, and they are just bored now, and they are just like, their life's going to spiral downwards, and you can see it, and I've seen it over and over and over again. And so I guess the next point is cut out all the vices. Cut out the negative people, cut out the vices. You don't need it. I promise you. Get fit. Go to the gym. Like, I'm working on a six-pack. I just hired a fitness coach. But, like, get fit. When you feel good, you think good. When you eat good, you think really well and clear. And I promise you, that is half the battle, right? All the negative thoughts you get as a business owner, that's half the battle. Like, those are the things that stop you from making a lot of money. And so, cut out the friends, cut out the vices. Friends. When I say this, cut out the friends, right? They're not your friends. They're losers. Cut them out. You're not going to miss them. I promise you. I moved from Ohio to a whole different country. And I have my wife and a few good friends that I FaceTime and catch up with and meet with sometimes. And, like, you don't need everyone. You don't need to, like, base your life around who you hang out with or your Stripe invoices or all these things. And so I just wanted to make this video for the people that are just getting into business or have been in business or been watching my stuff. That's the truth. In $1 million a year, I think I'm going to make like 2-3 this year, maybe a little bit more, right? But like $1 million, $2 million is the new 10. And so that's what I want to end the call with, right? You're chasing $10,000 if you're a 0 or 5,000, you're chasing $10,000 and it's like this North Star, right? As soon as you hit it, you raise it to 20,000. As soon as you hit 20,000, you raise it to 50,000. It never stops, right? It never stops. And so don't tie your freaking worth to it, right? Don't tie your like yes, you're shooting for these things. Yes, you're shooting for more money. But like, there's no like, if you're alive today, you can pay rent. You're watching this video. You're taking action every day. Nothing else matters. Nothing else matters. And guys, I get it. Like, we all want the FU money. We all want the freaking, like, we all want to make a lot of money, right? Like, I'll tell a little story, I guess. My first time hitting 40K a month. The month before that, I hit 20K. And I bought a Tesla. I was feeling myself. I was like 21. I'm 25 now. And I started making good money earlier when I was 21. Some people do it way earlier. And I hit my first 40K a month. And I got a Tesla. And I was flooring it on the freeway. It's stupid now. Like, going 110. Those things are fast. If you've ever driven in a Tesla, I had a Model S, and it was just super fast, just sporty. And this is the first time I felt I had FU money. And that's a good feeling. And so chase it, but don't like let your life be all around it. You want FU money. FU money feels like this. I got pulled over. A cop pulls me over, and I remember handing him my license and whatever. And I remember handing him my stuff. And he gave me a ticket. It was like $200 and a court date, whatever. And I smiled and I said, "Thank you, sir." And like, that was the first time in my life where I was like, I don't give a damn about this ticket. I could pay it. I'm not worried about it, right? So I think we should all seek that feeling. Seek that feeling of like not having to worry about our bills, not worrying about a speeding ticket if you get it because you're young and reckless, like whatever, right? But don't let it be like, so like, we're all chasing FU money, but FU money now looks like different to me now than it did before, right? But if you can get to a place, all right, let me end off with this, I guess. If you're at a place where you go to a restaurant and you don't look at the menu, you just order the filet mignon and the mashed potatoes and the asparagus and the Brussels sprouts without looking at the price, you're doing great. And if you're not there yet, go treat yourself to that and experience the feeling. Experience the feeling of like, ordering whatever the hell you want. Don't look at the bill. It's $200, $300, $400, wherever you go. Nice steakhouse, right? It's okay, right? Just do it. You're doing okay. If you can do that, you're doing okay, because it doesn't get any more attractive than that. People think like, oh, like once you do that, it's like, it gets much better. No, you just eat good. You travel a little bit more. And, life doesn't change that much. Your views change a little bit, like the ocean's nice, right? But the reality is, guys, like, it's a grind year after year. It's not day after day. It's year after year after year, becoming the man, becoming the person that deserves more, right? That's what you're doing every day when you show up. Becoming the person that deserves more. And so focus on that. Focus on becoming the person that deserves more. Don't focus on these little tactical things that you can do every single, like, it all compounds. Every little skill set that you stack up over the years, they compound into one big thing. And so keep crushing it, guys. I'm always here to help. I'm going to keep making these videos. Hit that subscribe button, and let's just keep remembering that you're on the right path. You're on the right path.